Hello students, in this video we shall see the answer key and solutions for the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare and Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants, which was conducted on 8th of July. So first question, what they say is to identify the correct statement. So we shall see one by one. So here if you see the options, they are given in combinations which are the correct options, right? So we shall mark which are the statements correct and which are wrong. So A statement says baculoviruses are pathogens that attack insects and other arthropods, which is actually the correct answer. So, baculovirus, they are actually the virus which belong to nucleopolyhedrovirus family, and they act as biocontrol agent by attacking some insect. They are actually the pathogens. When they cause disease in pest, what happens? So, for us, it will be beneficial, right? Then nucleopolyhedrovirus are excellent candidates for species-specific narrow spectrum insecticidal application. Yes, this is also correct statement because nucleopolyhedrovirus includes the group of baculovirus. Right? So nucleopolyhedrovirus is a whole family and one example is baculovirus. And they are actually species specific. They only act against specific species and because of that reason they have narrow spectrum insecticidal application. Then C statement. Bacillus thuringiensis are available in sachets as dried spores and mixed with organic solvent and sprayed into vulnerable plants. It is not mixed with organic solvent, right? It is mixed with water. So C statement is wrong. Then D. Trichoderma species are free-living fungi that are very common in the root ecosystem, which is also correct. So Trichoderma species, they are the fungal species which gives the resistance against root-borne pathogens. So this is also correct. So A, B, D are correct. So answer is option D. Second question. So here they had given you the biogas plant and you have to label A, B and C properly. So this A is the digester, B has the mixture of methane and carbon dioxide, right? Then C here is the sludge. So if you see, refer your book, so you can see the labelings again properly. So it is option B. Then third question, the domestic sewage in large cities. So here we shall see one by one. So first option has low BOD. Always the sewage will have high BOD. So this is not the answer. He is processed at first by anaerobic bacteria. At first there is aerobic bacteria, right? So even this option is also not correct. Are treated in STPs. STPs are sewage treatment plants. And here it requires aeration step as well as anaerobic process. First step will be aeration step where because of continuous agitation in aeration tank there is growth of microorganisms. Then later on when we had taken this activated sludge into the sludge digester, that is anaerobic sludge digester, there the process is anaerobic. So the C option is right, relevant. Then has a very high amount of suspended solids and dissolved heavy metals. Domestic waste will not have such heavy metals. Only industrial waste will have heavy metals. So answer is option C. So fourth one, activated sludge is. So activated sludge, how it is formed? Once the flux reduces the BOD, we will send that water into the settling tank and allowed for sedimentation. Right? That sediment is called as activated sludge. So again here in the options, the combination of whichever the statements correct is given. Right? So here formed after sequential filtration. So we are not doing any sequential filtration here, right? And So A statement will be wrong. Bacterial flocks setting after secondary treatment is when we are doing sedimentation, they are setting down. That is a black bacterial flock. So this is correct. Passed into anaerobic sludge digester is later on they are passed into anaerobic some part, although they are passed into anaerobic sludge digester. So here, so if you see all the options, the relevant one is only A is incorrect, right? B and C are correct. B and C are correct. Option is not there, so we'll go with only A is incorrect. Then fifth question. Microbes used to control pest under IPM. So IPM is integrated pest management. So here they are asking about the microbes. So dragonfly it is also a biocontrol agent. Ladybird is also biocontrol agent. But which we include in integrated pest management is trichoderma. Then sixth one. Statins used for lowering blood cholesterol are extracted from. So the source, if you see, it is Monascus purpureus. And this Monascus purpureus is yeast. Then seventh question. Which of the following helps in absorption of phosphorus from soil by plants? So absorption of soil will be done by mycorrhiza. So what is this mycorrhiza? Fungal association with roots of higher plants. So here one such example is glomus. Then eighth question. BOD is dash in polluted water. In polluted water always the BOD is more. So we have here option more. Then and dash in potable water. In potable water BOD will be less. So answer is A. Direct question. Then ninth one. So here they had given four statements. We have to find the correct option with respect to lactic acid bacteria. So here they produce acid to coagulate and partially digest milk fat. So it is not milk fat, it is milk protein, right? So statement A is wrong. They require suitable temperature for their multiplication, yes. And they play a beneficial role in checking disease causing microbes in stomach, yes. They will resist the disease causing microorganism. And they improve the amount of riboflavin it is given. It is not riboflavin, it is vitamin B12, right? So this D statement is wrong. So B and C are correct. Option C. Then you have to look the following figure. What is this figure? It is adenovirus. So where it is given in your book. So if you see your microbes chapter, there is the bunch of diagrams given in one sheet. So there you can see, right? So what is this adenovirus? What it does? So it's actually an virus, adenovirus, right? And this actually causes respiratory infections. So every time whenever you are reading textbook, please refer the labelings properly, remember the labelings properly so that it will help you to solve the questions. Then 11th one. Trichoderma has proved to be an useful organism. Again, we discussed this before. Trichoderma is a fungus. It prevents the root-borne or soil-borne plant pathogens. Obviously, soil-borne means the pathogens which are in soil, they will directly affect the root. Then 12. So here four statements are given and you have to select which is true and which is false. So statement A, the treatment of waste matter in sewage treatment plant is done by autotrophic microorganisms present in the sewage. It is not autotrophic, it is heterotrophic, right? So A statement is false. Then during secondary treatment, in a secondary treatment plant, BOD initially increases and then decreases. Yes, so initially, yes, BOD is very high because we are taking the pollutant water directly without any previous purification. So BOD is a high and later on it decreases. So it is true. Then anaerobic digestion of activated sludge produces biogas inside the sludge digester. This is also true, right? So biogas, methane, carbon dioxide, ammonia, so these are produced. Then a small portion of primary sludge is used as it is actually inoculum. Yes. To start another secondary treatment, uh, it is not the primary sludge we are taking. We are taking activated sludge. So this statement is false. So false, true, true, false, which is in option A. Then question number 13. So here identify A and B. Swiss cheese has large holes due to the production of large amount of which gas carbon dioxide, and it is produced by the activity of Propionibacterium shermani. Then 14. Microbes are utilized for commercial and industrial production of what? Actually, all of the given options. Even organic acids are produced by um, microbes. Alcohols is produced by microbe. Antibiotics, enzymes, bioactive molecules all are produced with the help of microbes. So it is option D. Then 15th question. Dash is produced by bacterium Streptococcus and modified by genetic engineering as a clot buster. So it is like used to dissolve the clots. We know which molecule it is, streptokinase. Then 16th question. After fermentation, distillation is not necessary for the production of. So actually here only for wine and beer distillation is not required. For all other drinks, distillation is required. Then which antibiotic was extensively used to treat American soldiers wounded in World War II? It is directly given in your textbook, penicillin. Then 18th question. Activated sludge should have the ability to settle quickly so that it can. Why should it settle quickly? Because see, we have to do the further process. What is this? Part of it is sent to. So here in this 18th question, activated sludge if we take, so it should be able to settle quickly. Why should it settle quickly? So once it settle quickly, we can proceed for the next process, that is second batch of water comes for purification, and we can add these activated sludge as the inoculum, right? So it should be option A. So if we see these all other options, they are not concerned with activated sludge. They are not the function of activated sludge. Then 19. So it's kind of fill the blanks. So dash is used in detergent formulation. It is lipase, right? Lipase. Then dash is ripened by growing Penicillium roqueforti, Roquefort cheese. Then dash are produced without distillation, wine and beer. Dash are produced by distillation, whiskey and rum. Dash antibiotic is used to treat American soldiers. It's penicillin. And dash is also called as kushto leprosy. So it is, they all direct questions. Then 20th question. So which biofertilizer is used in paddy fields? Always the cyanobacteria will be used in paddy fields, and out of this the cyanobacteria is azolla. Then 21. Incorrectly matched pair we have to select. Frankia, symbiotic nitrogen fixer in non-leguminous plant, yes. Glomus, it is the example for mycorrhiza which absorbs phosphorus, correct. Mycorrhizal roots, they are sensitive to root-borne pathogens. No, they are not sensitive. They resist root-borne pathogens. So it is not incorrectly paired. Rhizobium, symbiotic nitrogen fixer in root nodules of leguminous plants. Yes, this is also correct. Answer is option C. Then 22nd. So your two statements are given, and if you see the options, we have to say which is correct, which is wrong. Okay. So your statement 1, biocontrol refers to the use of biological methods for controlling plant diseases and pests. Yes, we use the natural predators here, which is a biological method. Use of biocontrol measures will greatly reduce our dependence on toxic chemicals and pesticides. That is also correct. So these toxic chemicals and pesticides have the severe side effects which can be reduced. So both statements are correct. So again 23 is the fill in the blanks. Biogas is a mixture of gases which predominantly contain methane, and it is used as fuel. Why? Because it is inflammable. Methanogens are commonly found in anaerobic sludge, right? And dash species are free living fungi. It is trichoderma, which is used as biocontrol agents. Then 24th. Okay, we can try matching here. So here the stage in which physical treatment of sewage is done. So if we see, this is the 7th one. In primary treatment, physical treatment is done. Right? Physical removal of the debris is done. Then the stage in which biological treatment is done, it is secondary treatment. Then name the second sediment in primary treatment. So the primary sediment is primary sludge, right? So it's here. Then it is carried to aeration tank from primary setting. So what is carried? Primary effluent is carried. Name the sediment in secondary treatment. It is activated sludge. Then site of flux growth. It is in aeration tank. Then function of sludge digester. So it digests aerobic bacteria and produce biogas. Right? So if you see, just compare, it will be option A. Then 25th question. Cyclosporin A is obtained through fermentation activity of a fungus, and its function we have to select here. So it's immunosuppressive agent, but it do not have antifungal property. Then 26. So we will just try to match here. So ladybird is a biocontrol against aphids. Mycorrhiza example, it is given glomus. Then biocontrol agent trichoderma. Biogas, methanobacterium are present. So your answer will be option B. So here in this question, if we see, so your options are a little wrong here. So the correct answer we shall see. Aspergillus helps in the production of citric acid. Then Acetobacter aceti helps in the production of acetic acid. Then Clostridium butyricum, it helps in production of butyric acid. Lactobacillus helps in formation of lactic acid. Then 28. So you have to select incorrectly matched pair, which is not correct. So here statin produced by Monascus purpureus, which is a yeast, correct. Streptokinase, actually yes, it is modified by genetic engineering, correct. Cyclosporinate do not have fibrinolytic activity, it is immunosuppressive agent. And lipase removes oily stains. So answer is C. Then 29 if we see. So again here some statements are given and we have to select which is correct, which is wrong. So besides curdling of milk, LAB also improves its nutritional quality by increasing vitamin B12. It is correct. Then LAB when present in human stomach, it will check the disease causing microorganisms. It is also correct. Both statements are correct. Then 30. Here we have to choose which microbe will produce this one, whether it is bacteria or fungus. So if we take one by one, we'll go. Citric acid, if we take citric acid is produced by aspergillus, which is fungi. So we'll write here one fungi. Acetic acid, Acetobacter aceti, which is a bacteria. Then lactic acid bacteria. So it comes under here. Ethanol, ethanol is by yeast. Yeast is actually fungi. Then butyric acid, Clostridium botulicum, which is bacteria. So answer will be option B. So these questions are from microbes chapter. So now some questions from sexual reproduction in flowering plants we shall solve. So 37, vegetative propagation in pistia. So again it's direct question. So offset is the stem modification by which the vegetative propagation in pistia happens. Then formation of sporophyte from gametophyte and vice versa. It is alternation of generations. Sporophyte to gametophyte, gametophyte to sporophyte. Then 39, development of embryo from the cells of the nucellus. So this process is called as adventive embryony. Direct question solved. Then 40, why asexual reproduction is sometimes disadvantageous, right? So in asexual reproduction, we'll see one by one. So A option says it allows animals that do not move around to produce offspring without finding the mates. It is not so. Even the animals which can move produces asexually. It allows an animal to produce many offsprings quickly. No, it takes time. It says it is not. This is not why it is disadvantageous. It saves the time and energy of gamete production. Yes, it happens as time is produced, but this is not the disadvantage of asexual reproduction. It produces genetically uniform population, yes, because there is no variation, right? Then 41. At the time of pollination, how many cells are formed in the pollen grains? So here, we know 60% of the angiosperms are released at two-celled stage and the other 40% at three-celled stage. So here we can go with two-celled also, three-celled also, but majority, see when questions like this are given, we will go for majority, but majority is released at two-celled stage. So we'll go for two. See, whenever questions like this comes, go choose the options which are more appropriate. Then 42, endothecium layer of anther lobes are present. It is the second outermost layer. So outermost layer is epidermis, below epidermis, endothecium is present. 43. If a leaf cell has 8 chromosomes, so leaf cell is diploid, so 2n is equal to 8. So how much, what is they have given? So zygote will also be 2n. So this can't be the answer. Gametes will be n, so it will have 4 chromosomes. Gametes will have 4 chromosomes, yes. Zygote will also have 8, only 2n. So answer is option C. 44. Before dehiscence of anther. So what happens? This endothecium layer, this is hygroscopic. Hygroscopic in the sense they will be able to absorb water from the surroundings. So what happens? So these endothecium layer cells, so they are present like this, right? So here there is epidermis layer. So when they absorb water, these layers they are fibrous. So the inner walls are fibrous. So when they absorb water, only the outer wall will bulge. So when they are bulging so much, at one point of time they can't, which I mean, keep the cell wall intact. They will just burst. So endothecium develops fibrous thickenings. This is why they will dehiscence. Why they will develop fibrous thickening? Because of their hygroscopic nature. Then 45. One pollen mother cell may produce 4 germinating pollen grains, each with 2 male nuclei and 1 tube nucleus. How many meiotic divisions are necessary to bring about? So we know one, I'll write it as pollen mother cell. So one pollen mother cell will give rise to 4 pollen grains by only one meiosis. 46. Generally, how many megaspores take place in the development of female gametophyte? Actually, 4 megaspores will be produced. Out of that, one will be non-functional and the other 3 will get disintegrated. So, answer will be only 1. 47. Perisperm is. So, what is this? Perisperm. It is a remnant of bacillus which we can see in black pepper and we can also see in beet. Then 48. When pollen tube enters through micropyle, we call that as sporogamy. Then 49. Continuous self-pollination. It leads to what? We know the term inbreeding depression. So inbreeding depression. So inbreeding depression means weak offsprings. Then 50. Morphologically and white fluffy edible mass in my maize, that is actually the endosperm. So maize is albuminous seed. Microsporogenesis is synonym for. So here in microsporogenesis, what is happening? There is development of microspores and that microspores is developed into the pollen grains. Right. So here we can have two options. One is development of pollen. This pollen is also called as male gametophyte. So there are two options which are correct, B and C. 52. Mature embryo sac contains or in normal angiosperm embryo sac at the final stage, how many cells? We know there are 7 cells and 8 nucleated. 8 nucleated and 7 cells. Then so here, which of the following associated with wind pollination? So all these are the diagrams of pollen. So we know the pollen is feathery. So in out of the given one, this B1 is only feathery, right? So that is the part in wind pollination. Then 54. Double fertilization was first reported, that is in Lilium and Fritillaria. Triple fusion in angiosperm is the fusion of second sperm, that means second male gamete with. So first fusion it is syngamy, that is with the one male gamete and one XL. The second fusion is with one male gamete and two polar nuclei. So it results in the formation of primary endosperm nucleus. Right? So that's all. That's all questions from microbes and sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So please go through the video and if you have any doubts, please ask us. Thank you.